Welcome to start class Earth History Chapter 2, that is from trade to territory. So this is the part second of the chapter. In the previous part we have seen that when the Britishers East India Company started to make forts, it led conflict and fighting with the local rulers. So same happened in Bengal with Sirajuddaulah. East India Company was first established in Bengal in 1651 near the river Hooghly, and local peoples used to go their side with their belongings, selling the material which they wanted to sell to the Britishers near the factory near river Hooghly. And Britishers made their warehouses, offices, and settlement of the officers, means house for the officers. And in 1696, Britishers started to make forts around the settlement, around the houses of the Britishers officers' house, around the offices, and around the warehouse. Company also persuaded to Aurangzeb, that was the Mughal ruler of the time. So company officer persuaded to the Mughal ruler to grant them permission, to grant farman to them, royal order to them, to do the trade in the area without paying taxes, without paying duties. So Aurangzeb allotted this permission to them, granted permission to them. He granted permission that the Britishers East India Company can do the trade in this area tax-free, without paying tax, without paying duties. So in the last, Britishers started to take advantages of the farman, of the permission, and the British officers, they started to sell their own item, to send their own item. They started to carry their own item, their own trade material with the company material. Why? Because this was tax free. So when they will take their own material, whatever they want to purchase and sell in their England, in their country, so there will be no need to pay the tax. So in this way, they got very much profit. But it was huge loss for the Bengal revenue, because if the officer will pay for their private items, belonging, whatever they have purchased from India, to take it to England, they will pay the tax. So tax will go to the Bengal ruler. But they were not giving this, and it was a loss for the Bengal ruler. So this thing started conflict and fight between the company and local rulers. Now next heading is how trade led to battle. How this East India Company's trade led to the battle with the local rulers and the British. So Sirajuddaulah refused to give the concession to the British East India Company. He asked tributes, taxes. He told British to stop minting the coins, and he also told that to stop the fortification, to make fort around the settlement and around their companies. And Britishers declared this thing unjust. They told that we want more villages, more area for the development of the East India Company, as well as We want to make forts around our settlement to protect it for the better growth of the company. In short, company East India Company was much disturbed by the Nawab Sirajuddaulah of Bengal, and they wanted a ruler who play a role only of ruler, but rest all facility of the British he can allow. Whatever facility the British want, the ruler can allow. That's why they were in mind to search, the British were in mood to search a puppet ruler. For this, one time they tried a rival of the Sirajuddaulah to replace him, to make him as a Nawab, but they failed. And this thing, when they got failed in this thing, Sirajuddaulah got much angry on the British. Why? Because they wanted to other person to make the ruler of the Bengal, make the Nawab ruler, to make him Nawab of the Bengal. And Sirajuddaulah told to the Britishers not to interfere in the politics, local politics, and not to make fort around their settlement, Kolkata. But the negotiation was failed. But the matter was failed. Communication was failed, and Britisher did not accept it. So Sirajuddaulah took 30,000 army and he went to Kasim Bazar, where the factory of British were there. He went their side. He seized the warehouse, storehouse, and he locked the warehouse. He arrested officers and he took arms, weapons of the British army, and he marched to the forts to control it from the hands of the Britishers. And due to this, in 1757, fight occurred between the Robert Clive East India Company and Sirajuddaulah. In this fight, Sirajuddaulah was defeated and he was killed. And the reason behind the defeat of the Sirajuddaulah was Mir Jafar. And what the Mir Jafar did? Actually, Britishers wanted a puppet ruler in Bengal, so they negotiated, they talked to the commander of Sirajuddaulah, and he was Mir Jafar. They promised to Mir Jafar that if Sirajuddaulah lost the battle and he is killed, he will be killed, then you will be the next ruler. So what happened when the fighting was going on, when the war was going on, that Mir Jafar was standing along with the army to the one side, in the one side of the battlefield, and due to taking part of less army, Sirajuddaulah was defeated. And now the Mir Jafar became the Nawab of the Bengal. This was the first battle owned by the East India Company, owned by the Britishers in India. So Battle of Plassey is very important in the Indian history, because from here Britishers got power to increase their power, to increase their territories, and they got a lot of benefit from it. When Mir Jafar became Nawab, very soon he fed up with the unjust demand of the British. So he protested. He protested to the company to stop their unjust demand, unfair demands. So the British changed Mir Jafar. He replaced another Nawab, and he was Mir Qasim. They removed Mir Jafar and they make new Nawab. He was Mir Qasim. When Mir Qasim became Nawab, he also became much angry with the unfair demand of the British, and very soon he also protested, and that led to a battle of Buxar. But he lost the battle, and Mir Jafar again became Nawab of the Bengal. And there was one condition of Mir Jafar, that he will pay 5 lakh rupees. He will pay 5 lakh rupees monthly to the British. Then after Mir Jafar died in 1765, and Mughal ruler appointed East India Company as the Diwan of the Bengal. Diwan means revenue minister, revenue officer. Means when they will become revenue officer, British East India Company became revenue officer, they started to collect a lot of taxes. And by this, we can think that how much revenue they got by one thing, that for the trade, whatever East India Company used to purchase from the India, whatever material, and to give salary of the officers, to pay army, for these all the things, they stopped to take the gold and silver from the England. Earlier, for the trade and to pay the salary, Britishers, East India Company, they asked money from the England. But when they got the chance for the revenue in Bengal, they stopped to collect take all the thing from the England, and they adjusted all the thing from revenue of Bengal. And next heading is company official became Nawab. Nawab is English version of Nawab. So many of the officers who was appointed by East India Company, they started their own business, own trade along with the trade of East India Company, and they earn a lot of money. And when they reached their England, they started to live very lavish life, very rich life, and they they adopted the lifestyle of Nawab. That's why they were called Nawab. We can understand this thing by one example, that Robert Clive, when he appointed India, he was a normal person. He was not much lavish or much rich person. But when he went England from here, he was having so much money, a lot of money. Even due to watching a lot of money with the Robert Clive, British Parliament made one commission to check that how he has earned this much money. They thought that he has earned illegal money. That's why he was presented in the Parliament. Even after all, he was not found accused. He was found that he has earned the money legally. So due to this, he was in tension and he committed suicide after this. So we can understand that how the company official became Nawab, by earning so much money and by adopting lifestyle of the Indian Nawabs. Thank you. And next some pages we will see in part 3rd. Thank you.